over time. So yeah, the campaign's complete. Let's have a look at a standard run again, I guess. Now, for those who are interested in ranked, I'm more interested in playing standard over ranked. So, is this working? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Just for the reason that I don't really like playing it non-blind, I suppose, right? Ranked involves just a lot of scouting and things. You would have to prepare a lot, see where all the ruins are, know where all the things are, scout the whole map, make notes of everything. In order to actually get anywhere near a good score on it. Right, I suppose I could do a blind ranked run, right? But we'll never get close to even the number one, right? Doing that. We're going to be playing on tough, right? And our sector is going to be export focus. So let's, and teaming with life. Okay. Be careful with that. We're going to accept it. Then we're going to choose random race and perks. So we're going to be playing Bakar. And then Silthidaphorians with as perks prospectors and luxury. So if I can find all of those things in my spreadsheet over here. Okay, good. I got everything there. Yeah, I'm sort of like trying to get some analysis done on the data for this game to see, you know, how good are the techs and perks in the specific scenario. And of course, you know, there's going to be some caveats, right? How good are things on tough difficulty, blind with random runs, right? Now, what else do we have available? Well, we have Brain Machine Interface available to us as tech. We have Graphitic Tugs available. They're also both replicating nanites and space-time aversion for a late game if we ever get a lot of money. Which I'm assuming we don't. We unfortunately did not roll Space Architects, but we did roll Prospectors, which makes asteroids a whole lot better. And, you know, adds more of them. Which is always a great thing on tough on the early game. And the hard part is, you know, we could perhaps use the extra money from asteroids to fund some brain machine interfaces, which we could use to try to break away from the oppressive nature of the empire size restrictions. There's also economic zones, which are really nice if you could ever get your hands on them. But there are no teleporters this time, you know. Oh, maybe we'll find some. Right? You'll never know. So, can we get all of these? It does not appear to be the case. We also have a very much nicer starting location than in that campaign mission, right? This feels so much better having a reasonable amount of exploration here. Okay, so I guess that will be agreed. Yeah, I can see this work. Let's start over here. We get a 4 and a 4, and then we get another 4 down here. Don't get any 5s or 6s, but maybe there would be one, but this overall seems better. Okay, so we found ourselves a forge world, a jungle, and an earth. I mean, this can be, you know, a lot of things. For example, we could try to do something like this, right? Or we could try to do something like that. Or maybe it would rather be like this, right? Or even, you know, these two into some kind of laboratory. We would need some more information here. Oh, we can get 5 actually. Alright, does this change a lot of things? It may be, it might be, right? Does this connect? It does. Okay, that's good. So we have ore for the Forge World. So the Forge World can make goods if it wants to. I don't know if it should, but it could, right? It's also more than capable of making some robots. If we wanted to. And doing something like, you know, like that. I guess there's an Arctic farm going. Great, but where are all the humans at, right? Here? Well, they could be, but And we have this nice farm, but no way to get the food over, so it doesn't seem like a great solution. There's also this, right, where we farm over here. Well, that's great, but where's the biomatter going to come from? And also, you know, this portal's kind of sad because it cannot really send goods over there later on. So perhaps this is the colony, in which case you would build that. But then, how do we get the food, right? Like, perhaps it could be from here? We'll have to look at our tech tree, but we have flexible fabrication available later, so perhaps that can be our solution to make goods later. It's always a very strong tech to pick up. So we could try to make some bots, for example, right? Which can be used to make food, and then, you know, that. I mean, these are all some very, very, very long connections. Also, this one opens up, right? Well, these are very long connections that do not seem like would be a great idea. Let's have another look at some more information, shall we? I'm still not certain which of these configurations is best. There are just a lot of options here, which is nice, but also can be a bit paralyzing to decide what you want to do, right? So we discovered an ocean world down here, which is not really all that useful, right? Because there's no real way. I mean, there's that as well, right? If only we had a mineral here, right? Or there, perhaps. We could have another look, right? But at this point, we're getting less value out of our scans. So that sort of leans me against them a bit. Also, this will always really be able to use these chips, so this is probably going to have to be chips. Also, I'm just realizing we have water here as well, which can go in there and there. If just we could find an ore here, we would be, you know, this would be great. I think we could start with this pair, though. This pair seems fairly certain that it's a good idea. Send in, send. Right, so we get a two-way trade to start off with. We get some money. There's also asteroids everywhere because of our Bakar perk, which is very neat. So we'll always be able to at least get some value out of those. And because we've made these two planets, we now get some more locks as well. I really want to know if we can get some more ore over here, though. So I'm just going to greedily grab that scan. So, is this in range? Oh, it is. Well then. Now we've got our ways set, right? We want to make a robot here. Certainly. Can this connect all the way over here? I don't think so. Right? I think this is slightly too long. Yeah, just slightly. If we have length tech available, it might be worth looking into. We do not. So we'll have to wait until relays before we would be able to get an ore in here. Farms on ocean planets require ore and then biomatter. There is a good source of biomatter. There just isn't a good source of ore. There's this one, but it's not, you know. But the bot here is certainly a thing I want. Also, you know, there's this arrow to provide a person. There's then this to provide water. To both directions, actually, if we could use the biomatter, which maybe we could, maybe we can't, I don't know. I mean, there's also the option even of settling you. Right, look at all those connections, right? We just have a little bit of a snag in that two of our connections are now crossing streams. But you know, a single infraway from a ruin would solve these things. So this is not at all bad. Yeah, that one wasn't amazing, was it? Let's have a look. The discover 8 planets is unfortunate because we discovered so many things. I still think that was quite correct though. We'll go ahead and make 3 robots and 2 goods, I think. Those are 2 simple-ish missions. So the first thing I should probably do is fix up this colony over here so we get some more money out of our two-way trade. That's a good start. Actually, this Earth-like could be a source of biomatter, now that I think about it. It probably should be. Let's have a look at the spot factory next. This will, you know, work towards our Silthid mission. And, you know, that's nice, right? Now, maybe I want some ore from down here so we don't have to cross the streams as much. That could perhaps be a good option. We're in September though, so if I wanted to connect another planet, I should do it right now so we get the value out of the connection. So let's do that. Let's get this Gaia world. And there we go. Year 3403, you have 11 income this year. Not too shabby. So next up, we'll have a look down here and see if we can't find ourselves some ore. We cannot over here, and you know, we should have maybe done the Bakar, but I think it's fine. We're not particularly looking for too many plants here. We've got this strapping operation over here, I think. That will give us our ore. We'll also be able to... That's slightly out of range, unfortunately. Well, this should allow me to get all of these done, right? I don't really have a way of getting a third... I mean, maybe? Slightly out of range, though, right? Ever so slightly. I mean... We'll be able to fix this up using E3 miniaturization if we wanted to. Getting us a second a chip in here. There will be lots of places that will want some chips. For now though, you cannot connect, can you? No. We could make a good in here. I would love to make this ore here, but... Maybe look over here first. Oh, there is a ruin available. Should I have a look? Also, slightly obstructed, right? If I do I block this off? I don't, so it's fine. I'm not really blocking off any connections by doing that. Now there's a thing. Yeah, mass lensing, but recycle, right? Turns it into ore, which is exactly the thing we want, because that will provide ore for you. It will also provide a microchip that will go back, right? So we get to instantly use both of the things. And we'll be able to upgrade this thing using an ore and biomatter. I don't really know what I'm using all this for. Maybe this biomatter will go into a laboratory, right? If I could send that. I don't think I want to cut that off, though. We're also out of money. That's fine. We have these asteroids for 24. This is a decent amount of money to keep going. What are we doing next, though? We've got this whole plan set up here, which is good, but none of them work towards these missions. Which is sort of what I'm eyeing... Seeing if I can't make some of these missions work a little bit for me. Yeah, this is a bit unfortunate that this is sort of in a straight line, because we can only really use one of the goods, but I think that's okay. The problem is getting that third robot, which we have plans for 2, but not for 3, right? Getting the third robot will be the difficult part. I mean, there's this, but, you know, it needs the robots before it gets the robots. That doesn't work. There's also additional ore here, yeah. I mean, we could do ore for our first laboratory here. That would be fine. Not yet, though, because, you know, we'll be running out of money if I try to build laboratories too quickly. We are playing on tough. Let's get the cheapest possible thing, right? This is just only 1. We'll go up in Emperor size as well. Let's send in the human here. just because, you know, it helps. Send the food. And then, yeah, you will help. Great deal. It's neat and all, but not really what I want. I'll get this first, so we get full value out of our asteroids. Right, that's... And then ideally we manage to, yes, exactly complete it. And still get 19 monies. The difficult part here will be getting some good income before we get to, you know, the next part. So goods factory, right? Yeah, the 19 here, right? That's sort of the tricky part. Well, that's nice. Here's our Aphorian mission. That is a pretty big, substantial amount of income. So the only thing we're missing is some droids, really. Now, I could just say, you know what, let's just make one here. You know what? That's not all that bad. That's actually a very good spot to make a droid at, instead of making ore. We wouldn't be able to use the ore, right? Where did Bakar want us to explore? It's pretty far away, Bakar. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's establish some import hubs. I mean, we've already done one, but we'll probably be able to get some more, right? And produce 6 chips or explore a bit. I guess we'll explore a bit. 6 chips is like 2 or 3 chip planets. It's not particularly what you want in the early game. So I'll just take this connection for an extra 3 income and then take this asteroid, and then we'll end the year. We'll still get 30. And finally we can do something amazing here. If I send in this human, it will automatically upgrade you and send in a water here. And then we have a water available for this arid as well, which can send a human up here as well. So all in all, right, this is a fairly interconnected set of planets. Now you might think, you know, that colony in the center that's connected to everything, it doesn't have a good. What are you going to do? Well, flexible fabrication, right? I can tag either this one or that one. Flexible fabrication it, connect it in, and suddenly a bunch of planets will turn prosperous. Although there is some water missing in various places as well, which will be a little bit more tricky. The chip plant over here especially. This one, we'll probably be able to fix that. This one though seems like it's a lost cause for now. Yeah, there really isn't really much of a way to do that. This one wants a chip, I mean we could, right? So yeah, there's a human we can make here. We could also make one here if I wanted. I don't really know if I do want to. Maybe we should get some science started. I mean, it would definitely be nice. Now we have a little bit of spare income. I wouldn't really know where to start with it though, right? It's a bit, I mean, we have lots of planets is the thing, right? Because we have teeming with life as our condition. So because of that, we won't have any lava or ice ball planets, which is really nice, right? So techs like solar superconductors and mineral seeding and geoharvesting, they're just not as good. I'd rather get things like brain machine and quantum sensors, because like we'll be able to get good planets like nearly everywhere. It's such a, you know, it's such an amazing thing to be able to do that. So here's my question, right? If I aggressively pursued some biomatter here, would that be a good idea? I think it would. If I can get rid of the water, which I can, then I can get a second human in here and get a second biomatter. And we'll be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sources all connected into a laboratory. I think that's what we're going to do. So the laboratory will probably go down next year, or I could even, you know, if I wanted to be aggressive with things, which I do, right? I think, you know, we have all these asteroids available. We should be able to do this. we could even do something like this, which is a little bit more, you know, spectacular. Can I like squeeze this in so that I can't quite, like everything sort of like, the ideal is to, I mean, we can't do this, right? We can't make this connection if I want to get you in, so it's a bit of a moot point. I might as well just put this here. So I can send in a human and a biometric to start with. Which, you know, that's already one science. Okay, cool, nice. And then I can make that 3 before the end of the year. We'll still get a 30-ish income, which, no, it's okay. And then we'll be able to get a colony down. Which we'll be able to get at this 4 science. Send you in so we get a 2-way trade so you're not unhappy. Well, you know, I could even go for that. But before I do, let's scout so we know that, you know, whether or not there's some food available for me. And of course, you know, quantum sensors is available. Which will save us a lot of time. And also, you know, it'll help with the Bakar mission. For now, though, let's get some science going. There won't be any missions to get science because we don't have the Vittori. So we don't have to worry about that stuff either. That might be another source of biomatter for you, but I don't suspect it will be. No. I mean, this could be a good idea for biohybrids, though. If we make biomatter here, we'll have to use it for things. All making robots is one, you know, okay thing to do. So there's another forge world where we could use the robots to make goods out of. Of course, where we'll use those goods is, you know, question number 2, because there's no colonies around here. But, you know, it's an idea. And then finally a scan here as well, just to complete things a bit. Okay, so the question then becomes, where do we make our farm at? And I think perhaps over here would be a good idea. You might think like, oh well, I mean, where are you going to get over here, right? And then where are you getting robots? Here, from biomatter, right? It won't be super successful, but it will work. Okay, so we can do this. That's the major question I had, right? Can we make additional science this year? Well, we can. Yes, we definitely can. 32 monies. Not great, but enough, right? And then we'll go ahead and do this. Creating an additional human, and that human can go. I mean, if I send it there, do we create a problem? Not necessarily. I mean, we could even do that, right? That's the beauty of it. It's just we need to use the water. You're just out of range, right? If I do this connection, I guess we would have to colony. That's the question. Where is the colony going to go, right? If this is the colony, then that connection gets made, that connection gets made, that connection gets made. Biomatter is required? No problem, right? We have like loads of sources. Swamps are great for biomatter. That seems like a great deal. We'll be able to get the use of the water, which will be able to unlock another biomatter in the Earth-like. Descend to our new farm. Let's finish up the food. There we go. Yeah, that seems like the plan. We're at 15 of 16 though, so maybe we'll look into doing that by the month of October instead of right now. I mean, it's 5 months from now, but, you know, we'll be able to find some things to do for 5 months, right? Or we could just be like, you know what, I'll give up the 16 money. I don't think I'll give up the 16 money. Let's go ahead and look. I mean, maybe we do. I do want to look down here so we can see if we can do the Bakar mission in a reasonable way. Which, you know, the Bakar could be giving us another exploration mission, which is what I'm sort of like a bit hesitant in Now this is going to probably be a colony. What's this going to be? I think actually, yeah, I mean, to be honest, right, making this a colony is not all that terrible. We'll get the Bakar mission. I think we'll just do 3 scans though for the 9 money. I think it's too much money. One over here, and then finally one over there. Gets us into October, and now we can use the Hive World to get us into next year. Completes the Bakar mission, and now we have to focus on the Euphorian mission. First though, let's fix you up, so you don't become super unhappy, so we don't have any past shortages later on. I can get this ruin explored. Certainly always a good idea. We can get a habitat, we can get money. Money would be good if we can get 2 or 3 plants in there. A habitat would be good if we could somehow use it in a good way. At least see that for now though is the thing. There's a good available here, there's food available there. I mean, I suppose, right? Yeah, actually that's not bad. That's extra science as well. Let's take the habitat. So the thing I'm looking at doing is I'm looking at, making this. And then suddenly we have everything available to make a successful habitat here. Just like squeeze it in here. It's an expensive connection, but then, we get things like 3, 3. And you can even choose, right? Like so. Get an additional point of science. We now have 22 points of science. I think we might want in particular, not really. But I guess the brain-machine interface is nice, right? And then maybe we want something like economic zones, extreme miniaturization, or gravitic tugs. Now, but this sort of solves this area really excellently. And we get another point here, which is not too shabby actually. Economic zones would be pretty good as well, considering we have all these colonies that are adjacent to each other. Also, economic zones work really well with extreme miniaturization, which that might be the tech we want next. Just because of the ability of extreme miniaturization to... also we have this available. I mean, if I can afford it, right? Like, maybe we should focus on getting some cash going. Getting the Euphorian mission would definitely help towards that goal. In fact, let's just do that, because that's one step towards it. That's a second step. Although, not a complete step though. Yeah, I wanted to make biomatter here, so let's do that so we can get the 24 here. That's 4 income for 15. It's not amazing, but it's something. This colony, and then that 2-way trade. Is that the right order to do things in? I guess it is. And then, we'll have to do one more connection for the end of the year. I guess we could do this one. Like it'll pop later. This is really good, isn't it? We get 44 and then 54. Yeah, that's a really good one. It's also this one. 58. The other thing this thing is missing is successful partners. Right? It's joining with 3 things. It's getting 3 inputs. It's basically doing all the things it needs to do. The only thing is missing is, there needs to be some goods in some of these colonies. And then it'll pop prosperous, just like that. And just 2 partners. Which we'll be able to get, right? So now what about this? Well, one of the things we could try to do, which is not at all awful, actually, is the idea of biohybrids. And you know what? Let's do that. So with biohybrids, we can make hybrid hatcheries. They cost 15 though. Ouch, why are they so expensive? I guess they form a bunch of two-way trades, so that's good, but wow, that's expensive. Like, we need a second source of robots for this to work. Because like yeah, if I do this, right, I'll be able to send a biomatter in here, but I also want to send one in here. To do that, we need a second robot. That one, right? Yeah. So is biohybrids a good choice, right? If it's like so much upkeep. It's a bit sad it's so expensive, right? Because like we're using all the biomatter here pretty well. I mean, the lab, right? The thing, my idea was, right, that since we also have a surplus of water here, I mean, I guess you would be able to produce an additional biomatter, but you would be able to send it in there. If only it was the other way around, right? Then it would work perfectly. But we do have this tech as well. Graphitic tugs. We would be able to tug you in closer. And if I did that, I would be able to produce a bot here. Alright, the idea is we get biohybrids. We produce a robot here. We move this over here. We get the two-way trade over here, right? We get a connection for a bot here. We get a water laboratory to send in all the extra water and 2 extra humans. So getting us 4 additional science. And then the robot over here will be able to go for we'll be able to use this robot over here in there and in there, and the biomatter will go in there, and that's fine. So you know, this is used up, and then this will make a second biomatter for the farm, and then all the things will be happy and everything will be fine and perfect. So how are we going to get started with that? I mean, it could colonize you, right? Also trying to do the Euphoria mission, right? Let's not get distracted too much by all of the incredible options we have available to us here. Maybe I'll take you next. Would that work? I mean, yeah, water here, right? We should take this, actually. This is actually a much better idea. Because that will make it successful and get us 80 credits, actually. Because of this Euphoria mission, right? Discover 14 planets. Make 3 more import hubs. Isn't that the last mission as well? Making import hubs? I mean, 14 new planets is sort of like a thing we could do, but it's sort of like against what we're wanting to do. Making 6 robots? I mean, we're going to make a bunch of robots, right? Like, the idea was we get graphitic tugs and we use those to make robots. Though, you know, not immediately. Now we have some money spare, we could actually try to get some value out of that too. I mean, like, making some farm here would be maybe a good idea. I could also make robots here. Using biohybrids. Like, we could just go ahead and make a robot economy from Arctics and jungles and remnant and primordials. Those now can actually turn into just biomass making robots making biomass making robots, which is kind of weird but funny at the same time. Let's just send in this other water, actually. There's no reason not to. Just making you more useful. I mean, yeah, if I make a robot here, right, we'll get to the second robot, we'll get you successful as well. Also, I've just realized we have like Oh, we just made this extra money, right? We have this extra money, which I could also invest into machine interfaces. Right at the end of the year. If I tug you over there, will you be able to be tugged with that? I mean, it doesn't really matter which direction I go, under or over. So I guess we could just connect you in for now. That'll use up some of the time. I'll have one more month. So let's go ahead and make machine interfaces. Now, the main question with that is, which one should we not do? Because, you know, do we have good projects we might want to do later? Well, there's one, right? Flexible fabrication. Really not much else. So we should leave the bot worlds alone to make goods at. Also, I just realized biohybrids worlds will now be able to make goods later with flexible fabrication, which is incredible, right? Making goods on a primordial world? What? Right? How do we manage to do that? Right? We now suddenly have 3 different types of plants which we can make goods on, which is, you know, that's incredible. That's really good. Pardon the pun. Okay, so that one gets done, right? And then we have 56 credits to do stuff with. So this one could make a robot. Can we use a robot here? Perhaps, right? We'll probably be able to tuck something in to use a robot, so let's leave that for now. You though, yeah, you can have a machine interface. That seems fine. Get 3 more income. You as well. 4 more income. And then perhaps this one. Yeah. 4 more income as well. Suddenly we have 77 income, which is really neat. And then we go into next year with an asteroid. 119 money. So now let's go ahead and do our science plan, which was to build the lab here. Though I have to be careful that I don't cut off the possibility of getting our other planet in there. I should put it down a little bit so we have some room. Also, you know, to connect this in, if it is biomatter, it could very well be. So let's send in a human, a water for now. What just happened? Oh, I don't want to send in this water. It'll make additional biomatter, which we really want to use here. I mean, I really do want to, though. Is that a problem if I send this in? I don't necessarily think so, actually. I think it's fine. Also, you know, we get a prosperous plan out of that. 7 more income from building a lab, which is kind of incredible. We also get 2 more science points, which will actually help getting gravitic tugs in a year earlier if we get just a single ruin. So what are you at? -6%. We need to sort of like draw our eyes away from this incredible stuff we're doing over here to go and, you know, look at the somewhat less incredible stuff over here. Like, I really would love to make a robot here, right? Because it will just sort of help. But then how do we get the food over here? I mean, again, like a gravitic tug, right? We'll be able to get food using this planet. But I don't think we have the time, is the thing. I mean, I could just tug that out of the way too, right? If I make this, and yeah, that will work. So I could just build an algae farm. And we'll fix all of this later, right? We'll drag this out of there. It's sort of like annoying that it's slightly out of range, isn't it? Like being able to tug plants would have been a real big help, but I don't want to be hit by the permanent -3% penalty, so we will oblige and prevent more resource shortages. Thank you very much. So ships over there are a problem, but we have a tech that could help. Like we have so many techs that could help. It's such a nice run for that. We have all these like sort of like, you know, they're not the most incredible of techs, but they are useful. So our goal is to make robots and get import hubs. We can do both of those. It's not a big problem. How are we going to do both? Well, the way we majorly make robots is using biomatter. I'd like to use some tugs to get our plants a little closer, I think. We can get all these plants at the edge and drag them closer, which will save us a lot of money in the long run from slipway connection costs, which are going to go and, you know, get a bit out of hand soon. Actually, can't I just build this? I mean, I very much could, right? Like, this is still connectable, and I wouldn't need to do all the complicated stuff. It's just, where are we going to get, you know, your second robot? I'll be able to get your first robot, definitely, but we had a plan for that, didn't we? Oh, this biomatter, actually, yeah. Ooh, I need to undo. Yeah, we can't do this. Not yet. Like, it's a problem, right, isn't it? Like, I'd love to be able to do that, but we need this biomatter. For what? Oh yeah, for you, right? Because this one's going to use its one biomatter. So I can't make that connection either. Nor that one, because it will send things. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Huh. Yeah, we're kind of hitting a bit of a snag there. Maybe we'll just sort of aggressively get some of these. I mean, I guess the best way of doing it would just be to give up on this plan over here to use one as well. This just works out as well. And then, you know, a colony over here, we'll pay the couple of credits for doing that at the end of the year. It's fine. Oh, would you look at that? I mean, integrated manufacturing, right? It's useful over here. Is it useful in more places? It's useful over here. I mean, that might be really nice, right? Just get all the projects. It's another tech, though. I mean, we wouldn't have to take extreme miniaturization as the thing. It saves time. I think it's a good one to take. I mean, I could take bots and, you know, make this happy, but it's sort of more of a short-sighted solution, if anything. Also, I just realized we have loads of humans available here. I mean, that's one we could send out. I mean, we could maybe send some into laboratories or something. I don't know. Go over here, for example, make an ore laboratory of some sort. Like, maybe we'll just focus on some labs here because, like, we're at 23 of 24 plants. I would love to tug this, but we're just slightly short. Like, I think if I do this right, I'll be able to drag some ore plants in as well. And, you know, you'll become successful, which is, you know, fine, it's great. I don't think I want to build a machine interface if I'm going to go with... Let's just pick it up. Integrated manufacturing is tier 2, right? Do we have too many tier 2 techs then? 1, 2, 3. We will just be able to do it. Because that's the thing, right? If you go for too many of them, it's too early. First, though, is tugs, definitely. So, what's next? I guess I should go to October. I'll go and colonize one more thing before we have to do tugs. I guess it's the other ore planet. Do we want to tug that out of the way, though? I think we do, because that will unlock the connection for food here. So we don't want to colonize that. Do we? I mean, I could also tug you up, right? Up and to the left. I think we'll still be able to make that connection easily. And we'll be able to make that connection over there. So yeah, this is fine. Our income's pretty low, but we have a nice amount of wealth available to tide us over until we fix up everything. Which all these techs are all things, you know, gravitic tugs, for example. There we go, that's 1. 3 science here. So let's go ahead and start tugging you, which, you know, This is sort of the amazing combination of things we saw. I think we need 2 tugs, unfortunately. Inertial nullifiers will be quite a while before we'll be able to get them, so we'll just have to deal with the fact that we need 2 tugs. And then we'll build a hybrid hatchery, which will make a robot out of a biomeasure. We'll connect this up, and then we'll connect that up. And the water will be sent down there, the biomeasure will go here. We'll be able to send in a robot over here. We'll be able to send a thing out there. And then finally the second robot can go in here, making it all work. Yeah. Complicated, but an excellent solution, if I say so myself, right? And then, you know, we end up in 3415 already. We need to make robots for you, and we need to make import hubs for the other mission. So, I mean, we made some here, right? That was excellent. Out of a biohybrid facility. So that already made that, you know, a worthwhile investment. Can we get some more, right? Perhaps, right? Some more biohybrid facilities. Perhaps we can even use robots into a laboratory. Well, they're kind of, you know, some of the most valuable thing. Robots, that is. Like pretty much our most valuable export, I think. I guess make some more there. I can make some of you. A Gaia world over here, perhaps, right? And we just drag it up a little, right? And then it'll be able to provide water to places. Although it'll need 2. I mean, it'll be able to, right, with this thing. Yeah, let's do these 2. So you can go ahead and go up a little. I just have to sort of scooch it over a little bit more than that. A little bit less of an angle so it doesn't obstruct. I think that will do. Yeah, that clears it nicely. So then, well, 1 more science over there. 2-way trade with you. Then a Gaia world to unlock some more food in here. Also makes this thing prosperous, which is, you know, always nice to see. I can always get a machine interface in here as well. And unlock an additional human to finish up our connections. That is not bad at all. Although, I just realized I forgot something here. Which is, this thing needs to be dragged a little bit, because otherwise it won't be in range of all the things we need to be in range of, right? This needs to be in range of that, for obvious reasons. Okay. Nearly forgotten important little point. So now, I can send that. Still be able to get our machine interface before the end of the year. And they'll finish it like so. And like so. And then we can even do that. There's a pretty big amount of income, actually. That might be too expensive, though, so let's hold off on all of that for now. We kind of are in a bit of a money crunch. Can we make some robots for the Sulthid? We definitely could, but do we have, like, user robots as humans? We don't, right? There also is economic zones and integrated manufacturing. I think I should take this first. See if we can't make some economic zones work. Could we? Can we? Are there good places for it at all, actually? Maybe we don't. Crazy as it sounds. I mean, this one, yeah, it's... I mean, that, right? Hold on a second. Look, how much is this? 6 income? I mean, that's okay, but, you know, it's not incredible. I mean, this one, right? Well, yeah, that one's kind of incredible. Okay. Maybe we do take them then. We really have no other form of income tech. I mean, this one, right? Post-scarcity, but Like, how do we even get that much resources? I wouldn't even know. With this setup we've got. Yeah, we've got all these things establishing one additional resource here and there, but like maybe we'll be able to get it, but it's so late in the game too that we're almost out of time as well, right? We don't have that much science, so I don't know if that's the tier 4 tech that I want to pursue. This just seems like it's a great deal. Now, even if we only get a couple, it'll still be good enough to afford a lot more of those nice projects that we're making everywhere. We just can't seem to get enough of. This run is project central. Right? We just build a lot of projects and that's how we win. So, anything else I might want to do? Not necessarily. I guess this colony is kind of stuck on regular because it can't really get goods. It's a bit unfortunate, but that's what we're having to deal with. Anything else I want to look into? Well, maybe making some bots. Right. Now, if I could, like, the thing is that I need chips is such a bit of a problem in getting them close to ore or chip worlds. Ore worlds as well, right? Because an ore world will be able to make chips soon with our techs that we're going to get. Like here, right? There's a bunch of ore worlds, but there's no. And there's this one, right? Like you could make. If I put you here, right? I could have you make a robot, and we'll get another two-way trade over here. And we'll get another water available for make ore. And this one will be able to get a colony, and then we'll get a two-way trade, and then we'll get a trade in there, and we'll get another additional bot, and then we get 3 bots, and then we get a good, and then we get a good there, and then we become prosperous. Wow, look at that. Got a plan even as far as that. Can we get you in there in like 1 or 2 moves? It's probably going to take 2. Can we get... The thing is, if I get inertial nullifiers, I advance. I need integrated manufacturing to make this work. So I guess we'll get that first. It's going to take a while to drag you. You're too fat. You're fat. That's a really... Planet's too thick. Alright, that's enough. Okay, good. I mean, we could drag asteroids as well, right? This is the beautiful part of this. If so necessary, right? If necessary. Like... Here it isn't, right? Can just exploit you for, like, 16? It's fine. Definitely do that. This one's really cheap to build on, right? Yeah, so we'll do that so we can get a machine interface or get some additional money. And then, you know, do the two-way trade. Why did I want to do that connection? I have no idea. Let's get you up, right? Yeah. Like, we should look at that, right? There's 4 robots over there. And then integrated manufacturing costs 30. It's expensive, but another robot, right? And then prosperous. I don't know, but that seems worth it. If I could just get some money. Goods, though. Hey, what a choice, right? I think it's the money. Mostly because we can get goods like this. Also, FlexiFab will make a robot for us. So it's definitely the money. Should I get the money right now? Maybe, maybe not, right? Maybe we can wait with it a bit. Is there like a connection we might want to make somewhere, given that we will get integrated manufacturing and goods and all those things next year? Perhaps, right? I'm looking at this one, for example. It's 1 too expensive. Ah, that's a bit of an oof, right? If I had sort of dragged my plans a tiny little bit better, I think we'll just take the 63 then. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible either. Should I be getting some more science in? I don't know. It's going to be a bit difficult, right? I mean, I guess I could make some water and stuff over here. There's a good argument to be made for this one, actually. To end the year on. The Bakara will feel bad if it's a mission that, you know, we'll get a mission for the Bakara, but... I was so hoping to get some Primordial or Forge World, right? So we could get some bots for this jungle. Like, we're all about those robots this time. Also a bit short of flexible fabrication. This year, yeah. Which kind of feels bad, because we're putting off our missions for a bit too long for my liking. There's not much I can do about it, though. I mean, I can complain loudly, but it's not going to help, is it? I'll go ahead and pre-build that connection. It's going to have to be made. I think we might just want to do it anyway, though. Will we get initial nullifiers on time for it? Like, I really need to know if we can get it like that. Ah. You're a source of robot, aren't you? If I can get you close enough. I need to get you over here or so. Seems doable to me. So we'll move you to the side. Huh, just hug it, right? There you go, we got the tech discount. This is silted, unfortunately, though. Not Aphorian. But, you know what? That is fine. Let's get as close to that colony as possible. They're still out of range. Let's do a second tug. Okay, that should do the trick. Droid. Which will unlock 6 additional science. 7 ships. Yeah, that's not really what I want to do. We can get 1 over here. I looked at the task, maybe I shouldn't have, because I maybe could have built some things, but... Oceans to Prosperous, though. Do we have that many ocean plants? There's one over here that we can still probably do eventually. We'll have to get a new ocean planet for that is the problem, because we only have 1 available. And where is this? In the middle of nowhere? We take these 2, I guess. They're not the best missions, right? Because well, of how difficult they are to complete, but... Now that at the very least sets it up so that we get the bots. Let's go ahead and grab this, making you successful. I mean, I kind of want to get flexible fabrication now. That's the thing. I mean, we could try to hold it off, but now we got 1 chip out of 7 is the problem, right? 2 if I take this one. 3 if I take that one, but that one doesn't go anywhere, so let's hold off on that. I mean, there's an argument to make some here, but there's no ore for that. Right? Getting all these chips is going to be a bit of a chore. I could make some here, but again, I can't use them for anything here. Right? If I had some biohybrids here, perhaps, right? But I don't. And even if I did, I can do this connection, right? That'll unlock the ability to do some biohybrids. And that'll at least make the chips moderately useful. Because they'll be useful for the biohybrids, but I'll still only get 2 chips out of this. Even if I put it up here. I mean, maybe we'll be able to squeeze in a biohybrid here. Right, making a robot out of these 2, making you happy enough. And they'll be able to get you water. Problem is with that plan is it won't get a second export. So we'll still only get 2 chips. Which just isn't enough chips for me to validate that. If we get a forge world over here, that would be kind of amazing. Of course we don't. We get more mineral planets. Like, there are lots of users of chips here, right? So getting a forge world over here would be good because there's a user here. There's some users there, apparently. I mean, I guess I could get inertial nullifiers and drag it all the way. Is that our best bet at getting Silted tech a little earlier? Like, it saves us 5 points of science, which is why I'm sort of like, perhaps that is the answer. Right, that will allow me to do something silly, like, you know, suddenly it's no longer slow and stuff. You can sort of drag things all the way. And then, you know, something like this becomes possible where it's positioned much more expertly and centrally and better. What we can do is like make 3 chips over here. You know, use at least one of them. And then, you know, we need to make 2 more, but 2 more is not a problem because we had a plan to make 2 here. Now, the ideal spot for this is... I don't know if we can actually do this. We'll have to cross the Slipways if I wanted to do that. I think we'll just accept the fact that it won't get water. It's fine. But it does need to be on the other side of this thing, because otherwise it won't. There's our silted tech discount, which I can use for flexible fabrication, which is up next. So let's go ahead and use that in some places, because you actually have 2 sources you could send a bot to. You could send it up here, so you should send it down there. And that's 2 prosperous planets, right? 16 income. And then... would you look at that, right? 3 more prosperous planets. I mean, that's a prosperous ocean, right? That counts. Yeah. So just 1 more. Huh. And let's go ahead and, you know, continue, right? Maybe not too many, though, because they cost 30 and we only have 57 more money. But, you know, getting all these prosperous planets makes us get a lot more income, which sort of offsets the fact that we went past 32 this year. Yeah, that helps. So what do we do next here? I guess I want this planet, right? I kind of do. So we need to explore this because there's like this annoying signal in the way. Yeah, it's an asteroid. It's actually not too terrible for us. Just move you in as far as possible. So we have to pay less. Are you still in range? Yeah, you're still in range, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and grab this colony, get a chip. And I guess you can have a food and it can have a good. Don't really know what to do with all these humans here, but, you know, sort of just interconnecting things a bit more. I'll be able to use it for something later. I don't know, maybe we've just wasted a bunch of points on unemployment here. I don't know though, maybe not with like this ore available and stuff. It'll certainly make this thing turn prosperous, so there's that. So the problem is this ocean here, right? I think I know a solution though, which is a bit of a wacky one, but yeah, it's a wacky solution, but it'll work. mean, maybe not, right? Because 3 successful partners are needed and we have 2. Can we get a 3rd? If we can find a use for a robot or a... Yeah, we can. Okay, good. Okay, so here's the plan. Here's the idea. We built this here. And you might be like, wait, how's this going to work? It doesn't have any... Well, no, it does, right? It can become a hybrid hatchery. Which, you know, creates this and that. And then we can use repurposing here, flexible fabrication, to make it good. To make you at least successful. Now, what we can do is we can drag in another forge world over here, and we can use that to make even more goods to make you prosperous and to make you successful. And that will work. So should I be building more of these machine interfaces if I... They're barely worth it still, right? I guess it's okay. So if I drag you in... Is that close enough? It's just slightly obstructed. That arrow's sort of in the way. Okay, that will work. So then, if I make it good here... Expensive to do that in December, though. Is there something else we can do? Like a connection we still have to make? Yeah, this one. It was 15, but now it's 18 because of Slipways overload. I guess we'll just consume an asteroid for now. Do we have to do that? Yeah, we're still missing money for projects and stuff, so... I still think it's not a waste of time to do that. There's all this as well, right? So, if we make it good here... I can make you prosperous. Okay, we can at this point decline our missions, and I'm half tempted to do so. I think though making 6 goods is fine as a mission. Kind of sad that we got it now since we just made 2 or 3, but I think we can still do that at the very least. So that just makes some money, so it doesn't really help. This is a bit of a mess, but in a good way, right? In a good way. Also, I guess I can make a robot here as well if I wanted to. I'll try to connect it there. Yeah, we kind of didn't do the thing. I wanted to maybe do the thing where, we put something here to make robots. That connection. If we could make some relays, that would be nice. That might be the way we finish up, just with some relays. To be honest, it wouldn't be half bad. There's also drill bots we could get, right? To just make a bunch of ore everywhere. I don't think, we have the time to go and transition into all that. It just feels a little... So let's go ahead and repurpose some more things, right? Make some more things prosperous and successful. Like, I wanted to repurpose this one for like forever. Because, yeah, it's another prosperous world. And more biomatter. And that biomatter can make bolts. And those bolts can become goods, and those can become more prosperous worlds. Yeah, you just want an export, but you need 2 successful partners? You just want another export or something, right? I guess. Let's do the... You can do this one over here, right? I mean... This, right? How expensive is all this? 18 and 33. Might be worth just dragging you in. Like, that saves us a bunch of money, doesn't it? Successful, prosperous. Seems like that's worth doing. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We're looking at 200 money a year on tough. It's not bad at all. As you know, what's the best idea to proceed? I mean, there's replicating nanites, which will save us a bunch of time if we desire to colonize a bunch more things. I don't know if that's the best solution here. There are certainly things we could colonize and add, but like, I don't think it's necessary per se. I think it's better to upgrade the things we have than it is to add new things. Just in general, that's a good idea in the late game. Like in general, you're looking at, you know, how can I make all my planets become prosperous and successful? Well, one way to do that is to add in relays, right? Because, for example, if I build a relay here, it will make you successful at least, and probably make you, give you what you need to become prosperous eventually, though not immediately. But you know, there are 2 colonies here I could add that would help, but then this one needs some food, and then this is a bit of a mess still, right? If I wanted to fix this area up, I would probably want replicating nanites for that. But if I wanted to do this mission, then perhaps not, question mark? Perhaps I still would, right? Because all of the things that want to make goods can't. Like this one and that one. Like maybe we just continue with the thing we were doing. And we strangely don't pick up relays at all this game. We came without relays? Is he mad? Maybe. Maybe I'm a little bit nuts. Perhaps I am. Like, things like infraways over here, right? Like with two-way trade and all those things. If I could get 3 techs, I would, right? Definitely want to go for slipstream, infraway, and post-scarcity, right? But that's 150 science. We don't have 150 science, we have 110 science. So we can either get infraways or we can get post-scarcity, but not both. And you kind of need both to actually be able to get post-scarcity off on any planet. And to get a legendary planet anywhere. Because the best one we've got so far, I think, as a candidate would maybe be this colony over here. Or this one, right? This colony over here with the two-way trade over there will go to 5 things. And that's the simple fact of getting 1 more thing in here. Which, you know, could just be this biomatter as well. Right? Like so. And that would make this thing possibly have 6 imports and exports. But, you know. I mean, there's also something to be said for getting a chip in here. Which involves a water in the... Yeah, the relays would be kind of the thing we might want. Let's go ahead and get them then. Like, I'm looking at this center area where there's still like a couple of like successful plants and stuff. Maybe we will have to give up on the mission then, but maybe not, right? Maybe we just settle 1 more goods planet and that's it in the last year. Do I want to do that now so I can check if we get maybe a prosperous mission or something? Maybe... I definitely could, it's just... Should I? Should I be making goods and stuff? Like, let's have a think about this, right? If I make a bot here, we can get a good. And then we can get like 2 more goods out of this one. That would sort of kind of fix things. We get to 40 plants though, so we'll give him a lot of money early, but it will complete the mission instantly. Is there a better way? I don't see other sources of bots. Wait, there's a 4-bear ruin that's unexplored. We can get a free infraspace relay. I think it's just the money. We'll be researching infraspace relays very soon. There's no point in doing that. Yeah, there just isn't. There's no point whatsoever in trying to go for that. There's really no other way of getting you to successful than making ore. Not really what I want to do though. Like, although you know, making ore does. I guess I will make ore here. If I'm making ore, I should be making goods out of one of these though. Maybe we'll just start trucking you. Huh. Like, sure, right? How are we gonna get water in here? It's so much work, right? Like, the idea is, I mean, all of the plants are available, right? So if I make the goods, and the ore, just sort of setting things up here. That's not the one I want. And I make the water over here. Look at the amount of time this costs, right? But it will work. It's expensive, but it will work. And finally you. 1, 2, 3. Send back goods in there. Repurposing, fix the robot. Alright, we got the mission done. Yeah, that wasn't really the smartest mission, but 5 more import hubs. I don't think we have the time for 5, so we'll decline. We'll get our infraspace though, so that's nice. So now I should be able to fix some things with infraspace, hopefully before the game ends. So like this one, for example, and this one, and that one. There should be a fair few. I mean, that by itself was a bunch of prosperous plants, so that's okay. If I... And that's another prosperous planet. That's good. Wants another import or export. I mean, I could give you one, but just a single prosperous planet. I'm trying to get as many as possible at this point. Might be a bit tricky. And this one though, like, really wants it. Like the additional route. And so does that, but it needs 2. Like it's like this one, right? It just becomes successful though. Like we need stream splitting to make that work. Not really the one I want then. I mean, we can do better, right? Like, ideally we do want something with a colony though. If I give you an input, you become successful, right? Like if I do a 2H right there, doesn't that... I mean, I kind of cut that off, but I can still do it from the other side. Yes, doesn't have enough trading partners is the thing. I might as well do that one then. Right, because it becomes prosperous. I mean, sort of like make this circle around here, right? Stream splitting would be nice, but... Wow. There goes my cold. We don't have the ability. Yeah, stream splitting, right? Would make another prosperous here and there, but we decided to not go for that much science. Get a free infraspace relay. We can get ore. We can get chips. None of which do anything. Is there anything we can still do in the 1 month we've got remaining? As we're out of time. We're out of time. Yeah, so we didn't decide to go for no relays. But still, I mean, we got pretty far without relays. It's pretty surprising, right? This is all the projects run. I mean, it ended up, yeah, 18,000, right? Not too amazing. We had export focus too, but didn't quite manage to get enough plants with enough stuff. Kind of incredible still, though, right? Where do we end up here? Can I send out a human extra? Out of range. Like sending out another human here will make you successful. So I'm looking into that. That is not in the cards though. That is slightly obstructed. I moved it a little too close for that. And even if I did use this, it doesn't matter, right? Because it needs another human first. We're looking towards points, not necessarily just sending things into places. Although, you know, those things are related. They're not equivalent. I guess we're kind of done. Like, I don't see any way of getting more points. Certainly ain't bad. Any stretch. I wanted to make that extra chip. Why? I don't know. Just to show that we can, right? You haven't missed anything. So yeah, assuming that's right, I suppose. Get some of the money back for whoever's next after us. We got 18,380. Not bad. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, record down this run, and then maybe we'll do one more. Certainly a rather interesting one, for sure.